Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Modern Man, The Life of Le Corbusier, Architect of Tomorrow, by Anthony Flint, performed by Mel Foster. To Melissa, who went her own way also. Introduction. The Ascent. He watched her for what seemed like hours, her chest rising and falling, as the big boat did the same on the waves of the Atlantic. They had left Rio de Janeiro for the long trip back to France, nestled in crisp white sheets in a first-class cabin aboard the Lutetia, the black ocean outside the portal window. Time was a relative matter as the ship made a vector for the equator. The year was 1929. The roaring 20s were about to end with the stock market crash. But no such realities would intervene in that stateroom. Propped up on one elbow, he could hardly believe his good fortune, meeting Josephine Baker in Buenos Aires several days before. In Rio, they sipped caipirinhas and sauntered along Ipanema Beach, and she was so lovely he created portraits of her using the colored pencils he had brought for work. On board, they attended an elaborate costume party. He dressed as an Indian soldier with a polka-dot bandana, and she was a china doll. "What a pity you're an architect, Monsieur Le Corbusier," she had said. "You'd have made a sensational partner." He smiled, knowing their worlds were not so far apart. As his stateroom companion well knew, he was no ordinary draftsman. He had been welcomed in South America as a celebrity, just as much as she was. The man from Paris, stepping out in tailored suit with a pocket square and bow tie, filling lecture halls across the continent with those eager to hear his radical new theories in architecture and urban planning. He was breaking the mold in building homes and entire cities, just as Pablo Picasso had in painting and Ernest Hemingway with the novel, sculpting smooth, white, streamlined buildings that had never been seen before, forgoing wood and brick and stone for concrete, replacing staircases with spirals and ramps, wrapping exteriors with long ribbons of black-framed windows, and planting gardens on rooftop terraces. Everything about his architecture was different. He perched his buildings on sturdy yet elegant concrete columns he called pilati, freeing the ground for cars and open space, and making the structures appear to float in air. And his
Sample complete. Ready to continue?